So this week we are checking out 17 Going Under by Sam Fender. We're going to be looking at that main guitar riff that starts the song. For this song you're going to need a capo on the 6th fret to play to the original recording. If you want to play to his live recordings, you just need to move that capo down to the 5th fret. For this guitar lesson I've created some tabs, so you can find this in the description box below and then use it to learn along with me. So we're going to start off with this first chord. It's maybe a new one for you. We're going to place our 3rd finger on the 7th fret of our A string. Now just beware of the capo. I'm going to say the 7th fret in relation to the capo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so put your 3rd finger there. Then put your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the D string. Now our little finger's going to tuck behind here on the 8th fret of our B. And we're going to pick the A, the D, the B, and the G. So there's 4 different chords in this song. We're going to split it into half, so this is our 1st chord. And then we're going to swiftly move into our 2nd chord. So we're going to do a little adjustment here. We're going to slide our little finger across 1 fret. So that's now on the 7th fret of the B. Then our 3rd finger is going to drop down to the 7th fret on the D. And then our 1st finger is just going to come over the top and go onto the 5th fret of the A string. This is a D chord. So for this we're going to be picking the A, the D, and then we're going to look to hit the G and the B. Okay, so that G is going to be open. Don't really worry too much if your 3rd finger is muting that G. I've found out that the most important note there is really that 7th fret B. Okay, so still sounds cool if it's muted. So stay here, and then we're going to do up down on the B, the G and the D. And we're going to do up down again. Okay, so up down, and once more, pick, down, up down. And to finish it off, we're going to pick the D, the B, and the G string. Up down, pick. And then after that we're going to stay on this chord, but we're kind of just going to repeat it a little bit. So we're going to pick the A, the D like we did before, hit the G and the B again like we did before, so nice downstroke there, and then we're going to do up down. Okay, so before we would do that and we would do another up down, this time we're only doing 1 up down. Okay, so it's pick, down, up down, and then we're just going to pick our D, our B and our G. So it's just skipping 1 up down. So let's do this whole section with this chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we add in our 1st chord, it's going to sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that has been the first half of the riff, is those 2 chords. Our second half of the riff is where we go to our G major chord. So we're going to place our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the low E. Then our 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the B. We're going to pick our E, our D, our B, and our G. This needs to be fairly quick because it's going to transition to our next chord. So our next chord, we're going to move our 2nd finger down a string, so it's now on the 3rd fret of the A. Then our 1st finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string. And for this chord, we're going to be picking the A, the D, and the B. Okay. And then we're going to go up, down on those B, G, and D strings like we did with the other chord. Then we're going to go up, down again. And then we're going to finish it off by picking the D, the B, and the G. So it's really similar to the first time that we played this chord. we do it from our transition G chord, it sounds like this. And then for the very last transition, we just go back to our G major chord. So remove your first finger, move your second finger up to that third fret on the low E. We're going to be picking the E, the D, and the B. And then we're going to go up, down on those G, D, and B strings. And then finally, to finish off, we're going to pick the B, the G, and the D. So this last G chord section is like this at a slow tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to call from the G chord onwards our second half of this riff. So we're going to play the second half of this intro now from our G chord at a slow tempo, and then we're going to put both the halves of this together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to go from the beginning at a slow tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that has been 17 Going Under by Sam Fender. The song's great for practicing, picking through those chords. There may also be some chord shapes that you have not played before. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, click the subscribe button and then click the bell. That way you'll be notified each week when I upload a guitar lesson.